It's enough to drive you nuts. So what do? Well, I suggest that you don't compartmentalize your life. Right now, we have compartments. We're at work, and then we have our family stuff. Well, where's the God stuff? Where's the good stuff? Where's the volunteer? I actually had somebody say, you know what? I just want to spend more of my time. I'd like to volunteer my time during the day. I'm like, how do you? And I think he's as busy as I am. And I'm like, how do you do that? I want to be more charitable. Well, it's easy for me to write a check. I can write a check, and I do write checks. That doesn't change me. The IRS writing a check and then claiming that's charity, oh, that changes me. But that doesn't change me. I do have to volunteer my time. So how the heck do you do it? Let me give you that next. This is something I've been thinking, and a friend shared with me this weekend, and it kind of all fell together for me. I don't think we're that much. I don't think we're that different. I think we have a lot in common. But it's the big stuff that we have in common. You may work a lot longer than I do. You may be. I'm honestly the luckiest man in the world. I do my job because I believe in what I'm doing. And I love a lot of my job. I hate a lot of it, but I love a lot of my job. I do it because I believe in it. Most Americans do it because they have to. Most Americans, you don't have a choice. How many Americans are working 2 jobs? And their schedule is much, much worse than this. They come home from one job, rest, see the kids, and then go to another job. It's bad. It's bad. The first thing we have to do is prioritize. This is my priority: God, family, country, stuff. Stuff is like that. I mean, really? Okay, I don't have to do the stuff. I stopped carrying a phone because I don't really. You know what it does? Do you remember when the answering machine used to be something that we were like, oh, good, we got an answering machine. Now don't you get to home, and at least I do, I come home and it's always full and it just says F on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna even listen. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'd rather have my wife. I mean, if I could listen to the answering machine in one ear, which I believe I could do, listen to the answering machine in one ear, and my wife saying, and you know, another thing that happened. What? Oscar, your wife is like that too? Yeah, okay. See? I mean, we're not that different. I would listen to the answering machine, but I got rid of the answering machine and the phone, and I don't really care. I don't really care. We have to be able to do that because we have to prioritize. So work, you do it because you believe it or you must. Charity, you believe it or you just pay. The IRS is your charity. I don't think that's charity. You do charity because you believe it. So how are you going to help others? There's 2 things. 1, compartmentalize. This is something that has always bothered me. People that actually believe you can be one person at work and another person in your personal life. I don't get it. We had that. I was that for many, many years. It ends in falling asleep, usually in your own vomit. It doesn't work out well. Never ends well. I tried it for, I don't know, about 35 years of my life. We had this during the Clinton years. Well, he could be a good guy. You don't forget about his personal life. No, his personal life must be part of it. You can't put it all in little sections like that. You have to look at the total. Because this is you at 5 a.m. By the way, this is also you at noon. This is you when you arrive back home. It's you. So who are you? Enlightenment. Who are you? What is important to you? Education. Well, who are you? You can't compartmentalize. And here's how you do other things that are important. Charity and work go together. They go together. I wrote this down. The middle seat. If we find out who we are, if we educate ourselves, if we empower ourselves, if we're not afraid of the stupid stuff in life, if we are disconnected from the stupid stuff of life, everything you didn't think was important on September 11th. I want you tonight to go back and think about all the things that you thought of on September 11th. If you're like me, you thought of only two things. Where are my children? Where's my family? What's going to happen? And we held on to each other. And we comforted each other. Our family was our first thought. The next thing was our country. And we realized how fragile we were. In that day, whether people wanted to admit it or not, they actually came back to this one. That's why everybody went to church on Sunday. But we prioritized. That was it. All of this stuff didn't matter. Your car could have gone up in flames and you would have went, oh, doesn't matter, I got my family. Do you remember when we used to, on that week of September 11th, we comforted total strangers? I want to take a quick break, and I want to come back. I want to tell you my middle seat theory. Next. Theme of the program every day is, can man rule himself? Yes, he can. If he's an enlightened, educated, empowered, entrepreneurial man. In America, we have become about bigger, better, and faster. Or, I mean, look at this. This is such Bernays stuff. New. This is what you see on every box or anything. Bigger, better, faster, new. That is a lie. These are all, bigger is not necessarily better. Faster is not necessarily better. New is not necessarily better. So what do? We all want to fix our country, and we're all a little overwhelmed. How do we fix the country? And I know this sounds like nonsense, but may I suggest to you that you look at your schedule, you look at your life, you look at what your priorities are. You work the program, the E-program. Start with enlightenment and education. You find out who you are. You find out what's real in your life and what's just meaningless stuff. Does the answering machine even matter? Unplug it. We were fine without it. Better versus best. You're going to be left with things that are like, wow, that's a really good thing. Is there anything better? Then be of good character. This is how you merge things. This is how you merge your whole life. You're at work. Be of good character. The biggest problem we have with our country is we don't trust anybody. We don't believe anybody. We don't believe character matters anymore. Inside, we all do. Inside, we're all the people we were on 9/12. But nobody is that anymore. Be of good character. You want to change the world? You start up here, not here. You start up here. You get here, you get to character, and then the middle seat. You want to feed everybody? You want to make sure that everybody is held, everybody has a good, clean place to sleep? It's the middle seat. On September 11th, whether you were on a bus or a train, now we sit again with that middle seat, and we're like, don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here. Right? We do. Don't sit here. On September 12th, Come on, sit down. We have room. And then you talk to a stranger. It didn't matter if he smelled like urine. You talked to him. If you saw somebody crying on the street, it didn't matter what they looked like. You talked to them. You want to fix the country. We got to fix ourselves. And we got to fix that middle seat, that weird thing that we all have with the middle seat. I guarantee you, on 9/12, that week of September 11th, if people were seen, they weren't hungry. Back in a minute. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and go to glennbeck.com right now. I want you to find out some information that I've posted there on something called Rumors of War. Yeah, it comes from Matthew. Rumors of War. It's the real story of chaos and revolution that is happening in Iran. It's information you need to know. Find it now at glennbeck.com. From New York, good night, America.